This is my Range Rover L405, the broken one, and today I'm gonna do my best to fix the engine. Well, at least to continue fixing the engine. After finding out that I have an engine locking issue on my broken vandalized Range Rover L405, which I bought from the auction, I checked the oil filter and I noticed that it has metal particles in it. This is where I knew that I have to take the engine out. However, my challenge is that I do not have any experience in taking engines out since I am not a mechanic, and for the last 2.5 years I have been working on my cars on the driveway. So I recently rented a garage and installed a 2-post lift just so I can fix this Range Rover L405. I'm going to be using the workshop manual and see if someone like me with no experience can succeed in taking this 3-liter TDV6 engine out of the L405. The engine is still not out, but did you know the L405 has very smart fins? They open when the engine is very hot to allow air going to the radiator, and they close to make the car more aerodynamic. The radiator contains a fluid called coolant fluid, and that fluid comes out of radiator cold, going through the engine, cooling the engine down and coming back hot to the radiator, and it continues on cycling. And since we are removing the engine, we need more space, and to make more space we need to remove all of these hoses as well as removing the radiator. But remember, it is full of coolant, so what we need to do, I think what we need to do, is firstly drain the coolant, but it's going to be only partial drain, not a full drain. And then when we put the engine back, we can always do a full flush and put the coolant back. Honestly, so far the job, I would rate it as easy, but I don't know how to say. It's like easy but frustrating. I would say there are more screws not accessible than there are more screws accessible. But I'm following the manual and I'm just going step by step and doing it. There is a chance that we're gonna go home early today. When I say early, I mean 1 o'clock in the morning. Ah, ready? Ready? Come on, come on. Come out, please, please. I'm still stuck on something, Alex. I don't think I needed to remove this. I don't know why the manual was saying remove it. I thought the whole radiator comes out, but no. And it missed a lot of things and a lot of cables, and it actually missed. Let me see if it comes out all the way. And I risked damaging the radiator. So I would say it kinda, there was no need for this, but it came out. So there's a cable that runs, yeah? That's, I think, a breather cable, and they didn't say anything about removing that cable. What we're going to do is put a piece of cotton here to protect the radiator, so when we take the engine out, it doesn't hit the radiator. Let's call it a night, we'll come back tomorrow. Ignore the new haircut, ignore the new shave. I'm not gonna take the radiator out, I'm gonna keep the radiator in. We're gonna put a foam to protect it because I think there's enough space anyway. I removed the AC compressor and just got it out of the way. Then I disconnected the steering wheel. Then there were some coolant hoses, electricals that I removed from the top. Then the fuel lines were disconnected. Then I disconnected the main wiring harness from the ECU. Next we have to put the bracket, I think it's called supporting bracket, onto the engine and then support the engine from the top. Is it good from your side? Yeah, it's good in mine. So I can isolate the engine from the front. What will happen is the engine will tilt from the front. So instead of having it this way, it'll be like this. And that'll be easier to remove the transmission. The engine is supported. Next we have to drain the oil, remove the starter, remove the transmission, take the engine out. Oh my God. Wow. It smells bad. Old? Yeah, it smells old, that's what it is, I think. I can't see any metal particles, you know? Yeah, can you see there's like lines that looks like metal? It's very, very small, but it's metal still. Like worn metal. It could be just as simple as worn bearings. I removed the cables on the starter motor and I have removed the cables on the alternator. This is the most stressful thing for me, honestly. I think what we need to do from here, put a transmission jack and then lower it a little bit, and then get the bolts out and then disconnect the transmission from the engine. So there are 2 bolts here to remove the exhaust, which I have removed, and then there are 3 here on this side that I have removed. I'm not going to remove the full exhaust system, just those bolts on the top should be fine. When I remove those 4 bolts here, the transmission will be held by the jack. Now at this point of the video, you may be thinking, if you're worried about this, how are you gonna take the engine out? The only way to learn is to just do it. So now, 1 bolt, and that is, let's start the motor out. So that is what starts the car, by the way. Battery provide a power supply to this, and this one goes to the front and goes, and then it spins the engine and the engine turns on. So this is where the starter motor was, okay? And if you zoom in, Alex, you'll be able to see there is here a dust cap. We're gonna find the bolts for the torque. What we're going to do is gonna remove that bolt, then turn the engine, remove the next bolt, and so on, 4 of them. So that bolt there, that turns the engine. I need to turn that bolt to reach the 4 bolts in the torque converter. If I lower this, in theory, the transmission should tilt this way. That's enough for me to clear the bolts. I need to remove all the bolts that joins the transmission to the engine, and then disconnect them, split them. Okay, so we have been removing the bolts on this side, and just to confirm, there's nothing wrong with tilting the transmission this way. The engine will tilt with it, but as you can see, the exhaust, we have dropped it down just a little bit, and basically removed the cables and the hoses, and then there's a piece of rubber here, just dropped it down just a little bit, and it's supported, and that will give me enough space for me to reach the bolt on the other side. Now from here, I need to do the same thing to reach the bolt from here, and what we have been doing, basically using something that long, basically using every single extension that we have, and I would go from far away, further back from here. So this is what I'm thinking. I put the bolts back into the frame, you know, the transmission into the frame. So imagine this is transmission and this is the engine. This is how it was, okay? Now it's like this. It's open from underneath, but not from the top. But I think it's to do with the engine being this way. So I think if we now need to lower the car, we put a jack under transmission just in case, okay? And then what we do is we remove the top bracket, and supposedly the engine will lower from here and will split open. Because it's open from underneath, but not open from the top. Yeah. And then if we do that, it will split open. I don't know, that's in theory. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I really don't know. So I put the jack just to support the transmission. It's literally just for support. When we tilt the engine, let's see if it's gonna disconnect. If it disconnects, at least it will rest on this one. That will fall on the subframe, and then slowly I can lower it on the subframe. If we did everything right, last 2 bolts, literally the last 2 bolts, split transmission, lift the engine. Oh my God.
We're so close, finally.
Hoping that we disconnected everything, by the way.
Yes.
So let's see. So the 2 engine bolts, actually removed them. I had to lift the car all the way back up and remove them from underneath. Look how dirty the hoodie is. This is brand new. Anyway, this is where I know if what I said works or not, if we can disconnect the transmission or not. So let's lower the engine.
Are we starting?
Well, I have not disconnected the transmission, so I'm hoping that this will do it. Let's see. Oh!
It is.
The engine has lifted from the front.
It has. I saw it.
Is it actually lifting?
Yeah. Is that tilting it more?
Yeah, basically I want to lift it from the front more than the back. I think the transmission is just split, guys. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of gap. You might not get it, guys, but we have 100% transmission disconnection. Okay, so we have removed these and rejigged them, basically put them in a different location here and there. Just move them a little bit forward so they're not trapped under this. I'm gonna lower it a little bit and readjust. I feel I'm worried that it's more than half a ton. it's 1 ton. So I'm just gonna move this to here, just in case, because I'm worried it's gonna tip. So I'm just gonna lower it, yeah. It's the first time. Listen, it's first time. I'm trying everything new. I'm making mistakes. Maybe I should have done this from the beginning. It's coming towards me, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what the problem would be next.
Okay.
I think the sump is on the axle. So what I'm doing now is, remember how we moved the engine this way?
Yes.
Now we have to do it that way to release the sump from the axle from underneath.
Yeah.
So now it's this way. Let's see if I can raise it. In theory, I should be able to now. Oh, it still has not cleared there.
Yes.
Did it move forward?
Yeah. It
Okay.
cleared the bracket.
Okay, now lift up.
Forward a lot. First time.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Is it lifting?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Just check. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good from here.
Yeah, the back.
All the cables are good. How about the cables in the back?
Yeah.
All good?
Clear.
By the way, if anyone wondering, this can hold up to 900 kilo. So almost a ton.
Yes.
This engine is not a ton.
No.
Think about it. The whole car
It's 2.5.
is about 2,
Yeah.
2.5. So the engine can't be half of the,
Car weight.
yeah. Is it coming out? It is. Right. Okay. Higher.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I think we have reached the maximum on the lift. Uh-oh. You know what? Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe for future videos. We've got a big job to do. We need to make sure this engine is out on the engine stand, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.